I'm trying to measure the accuracy of this C5 class Ballscrew 2005, 20 millimeter diameter, 5 millimeter pitch with double ball nut, which I preloaded so I don't have any backlash, at least in the nut. So what I did, I moved to this position, that's the extreme, and then I'm moving in 10 millimeter increments commanded by this CNC controller, and I'm measuring with a 5 micron glass scale where I am. So I did that in both directions. So this is my commanded position in millimeter, and that's the actual reading when I went this way and the reading when I came back. So you see how unlinear this ball screw is and how inaccurate. If I go to the extreme, to the other end, I'm 0.135 millimeter over my commanded position because of all this accumulated error, and it's not linear. Also, you can see here I have a 10 micron backlash, right, which maintains when I'm coming back, maintain that 10 micron difference. See, 10 micron, 10 micron. So I don't know where that backlash is coming from, because that ball nut I checked, it has no backlash in it. I suspected this is bending under the forces, and I put a dial indicator here, but I'm getting 1 or 2 tenths, so that's okay. 5 microns could be from here. This is deflecting. I might put something to reinforce it here. But anyway, if I go again and I command it, go again over 10 millimeter, 20, 30, let's see if we get the same number now, right? So I'm there at the origin, so I'm going, oops, I should have gone the other direction. I faulted the drive. Well, let me reset. Okay, let's do one more time. So DRO at 0, I'm doing a step command, 10 millimeter, and let's see where it puts me. 9.975. 9.975. Alright, again 19.975. Same. So next one should be 29.980. Same, 29.980. So at least it's repeatable. 39.985. Yeah, same value. Let's try at 50. Should go to 49.980. Yeah, it went there. Okay, so at least it's repeatable. Now, I don't know how accurate this glass scale is. I do have a 0.1 micron glass scales, which has it's 1 meter long. No, it's actually 1.2 meter long. That's 4 feet long, and the accuracy for the full length is 2 microns. So 1/10 for. I might put that, but I need to do some mounts here to actually, because this table it's only 800 millimeter long, 32 inches, and I need to do something so I can mount that for the purpose of mapping this screw. So why I'm trying to map this screw? Well, you see that box there where it says 9 axes, 2 spindles. That CNC controller has screw mapping, has 255 position for each axis. So I can say, a 10 millimeter, my actual dimension is this, a 20 millimeter, my actual dimension is this, and it would compensate for the non-linearity in the ball screw. That's one option. Another option is, and one more time, I'm not gonna do for this, right, for this mill, because I'm running this manual and CNC. I'm gonna do it for the other 2 mills, CNC mills I'm building. Another option I have instead of using these cheap controllers, I can use Linux CNC and also Dynamotion. Dynamotion, maybe you've never heard of that company. They make these CNC controllers, run on Windows, and it's up to you to program the software in C to do whatever you like, and it's very powerful, but there is a steep curve to learn that. Although with the help of cursor and AI, it's very easy to learn, and I have 25 years of experience in information technology, so that's not going to be complicated to me. But that guy, both of them actually, Linux CNC and Dynamotion, they both read the glass scale as a feedback, so they do not rely on the feedback in the encoder here, right? They read the actual position of the glass scale and adjust the servo motor to maintain that position, right? So that's better suited to get the accuracy. Now, we didn't talk about thermal expansion. If you get raise in temperature, this glass scale will expand, and your precision, it's gone. So what you can do, and I'm thinking of doing that, encase this and water cool it, the casing, in a temperature control PID controller, and keep this at constant temperature. But you have to have one end fixed and the other end has to be floating. So it's not fixed in position. It can move this way, so it will not buckle and change your accuracy. I'm talking microns here, right? Because for that CNC control, CNC machine I'm trying to build, I'm gonna put 1 micron glass scales on all axes. So regarding this one, since I cannot do this right with the cheap controller I'm planning to put here, what I was thinking actually, to create a post processor which takes my G code, I give it this mapping and adjust the dimensions, right? So it will compensate. You tell it to move from X to Y and Z, whatever, and it will look to this mapping and compensate, and that would work. It would not work with circles, which are having their own G code. They are not made of segments. But I'm thinking I can ask Cursor to build me code to translate that circle command or arcs into interpolated segments for whatever precision level I need, right? So I can make small segments, and the difference between a segment and the actual circle be within my tolerance, like 1-2 microns. So it will be many small segments, compensated position-wise by this mapping. So I think I'll try that to see how it works.